Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my beloved brothers and sisters. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we are going to take the fifth group of letters, inshallah ta'ala. And like I mentioned to you in our last lesson, we have group number 5, group number 6, and then we have one little miscellaneous one as well, inshallah ta'ala. This one, again, we're going to take 4 letters, and these are 4 new different letters, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, ones that you're not going to be familiar with, but hopefully they won't be too difficult. It'll be easy enough. So let's get into them, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. So here, as you can see, we have these 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's start off with the one here right at the top. Now this letter here, as you can see, which is kind of like straight down, it looks like a B, right? It looks like the letter B, but it doesn't have a ba sound, okay? This one is referred to as the letter ta, ta. Now, there is a letter that we've taken previously with 2 dots on the top, the letter ta. The letter ta has a very light sound to it, ta, with your tongue that touches the, just before your teeth on the upper roof palate. But this letter here, ta, as you can see, is way more heavier. So you have ta and you have ta, ta. And again, you find that your tongue, just before the tip of it, is touching the upper part of your mouth, and you're saying ta, ta, ta. So you have ta and you have ta. This letter is much more heavier, much more round mouth. A bit of air comes in your mouth. Ta, ta. That's the letter ta. Talab, tariq. Okay, ta, ta. And so this is a heavy letter. Okay, so not too difficult to get the sound of it, but it's similar to the letter ta. You just have to make sure that it's much more heavier, and the placing of the ta in your the placing of your tongue, in your mouth has to be correct. And so this is letter ta. And letter ta is very easy. The way you see it is the way it will come at the beginning, middle, and end of a word. Okay, so for example, at the beginning, takes the full shape, just down and across. And again here in the middle, you have down and across. And then in the end, it also takes its full shape as well, down and across. Okay, so it's very simple. Just when you see this letter, it's a letter ta, and it comes the same, and it's in the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, then we have here the letter which is known as the letter dha. The letter dha. Okay, dha. Now, the letter dha is very specific because we've had a few letters that resemble the Z kind of sound, even though it's slightly different. So for example, we've taken the letter dhal, okay? The letter dhal, like dhikr, okay? Dhikr. That one, you slightly take your tongue out your teeth and you add a little bit of vibration to it and you say dhikr, dhikr, that. Then you have the letter zay, which is like the normal Z. But this time the sound comes when your tongue is inside of your mouth. You don't take it out your teeth. And you say zay. You say zakat, zakat, zakat. Okay? Tazkiyah, tazkiyah. So it's like the normal Z. This one, okay, is like the dhal, but it is way more heavier in its sound. And it's way more, your mouth becomes slightly rounded and you say dha. Dha, okay? So you're not saying that, you're saying dha. And again, you'll find that your tongue kind of moves to the upper part of your mouth altogether, and your tongue is slightly out, and you say dha, dhalimun, dhalimun, dha, dha. And so again, you have to get that pronunciation correct. But it's very similar to the ta in the way that it looks. The difference is that this has a dot. And the way I just kind of help myself remember is, again, the vibration sound is what's adding this dot. Okay, it's what causes that dot to be there. So you have ta, and then you have dha, dha, dhalimun, dha. And that dot is what helps me remember. And again, when it comes at the beginning and the middle and the end, it's exactly the same. It doesn't change. Okay, it's not like the ba and the ta and the tha and the noon and the ya. It takes the entire shape in the beginning, middle, and end of a word. So nice and easy. Ta and dha. Then we have these 2 new letters, okay? So these ones, slightly a bit more tricky, but inshallah ta'ala we'll get the hang of it. We have here this letter which is kind of like a small c and then a big C connected together. Small c and a big C, small c and a big C. And this is referred to, this one, as the letter ayn. The letter ayn. Now the letter ayn, as you can see, I'm not saying a, I'm saying a. There's a, which is the alif, and then there's a. As you can see, it kind of comes further from my throat. Okay, it's coming from my throat. Ah. And the way that I usually help people get the pronunciation of this letter well is I want you to imagine that there is an apple in your hand. You got an apple in your hand. And you're about to take a big bite into this apple. What happens? When you open your mouth and you're about to bite into it, you say, ah, ah. That sound that you make that comes from the back of your throat when you're about to bite into the apple is the ayn. Is the sound that you're looking for, the ayn. So if you can do that when practicing trying to bite an apple, and you might need to actually get an apple to help yourself really do this, but when you do it, you figure out the sound is coming from the back of your throat. And so ayn, ah, ah. And then that's where you find this letter being used in words like ulama, ilm. So we don't say ulama, we say ulama. Ru, a, I. It comes from the back of your throat, okay? And so this is the letter Ain. Now let's look at how it's written when it comes in a word. So first and foremost, what we're playing about with is going to be the first part of the letter, okay? This top part. So again, when it comes to the beginning, you find that first C and then it connects. Now when it comes at the middle of a word, what happens is that this circle actually becomes closed, like here. So before it was a C, right? But because it has to connect with something, it kind of closes off. So it goes here as if it's going to make a C, and then it closes so it can join with whatever letter comes after it. And so these two are actually the same letters. But it's just because of the fact that when it's joining, it closes off, and then there we go. So then it becomes this kind of dark section. So that's how it is at the beginning, because there's nothing joining here, so there's nothing to cause it to kind of curve and close. But because here it's joining from both sides, it needs to close. And then when it comes at the end, because it's joining with something from the end, it closes off completely. But if, for example, this letter here was supposed to be a naughty letter, let's just say it was like the letter alif, and then the ayn came next to it, then the ayn will take its normal shape, which is the two C's, okay, like it is over here. It will take the normal thing. But because of the fact that this last letter, if it's connecting to something, then it's going to close off the circle, close off the C, and it comes across like that. And that's it, okay? It's nothing more complicated than that. Just have to remember those particular shapes. So we have the letter Ain here, Ain. And last but not least, we have here, which is the letter Ghain, Ghain. Now the letter Ghain is similar shape. Difference is there's a dot on top. And the letter Ghain, it's kind of similar, it makes the Gha sound. So it's similar to the Kha, but the Kha is the scratching of the throat. The Gha is more of the kind of sound that you would make when you're gargling. Okay, so you know when you're in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your mouth, you get some mouthwash, and you gargle, right? To make sure that your mouth is super clean, okay? When you do that, you make that kind of sound at the back of your mouth. Okay, so this is not in your throat, but it's on the upper part between your throat and the back of your roof palate. Okay, so you say ghain, ghain. So you're not saying ghain, you're saying ghain. You're not saying kha, you're saying gha. And everyone can make that gargle sound. So when you practice doing that, you'll be able to make the sound gha, gha, gha. Okay, ghairil maghdubi, maghdubi, ghain. And so it's this dot on top that I use to help me remember that we have the ayn, which is in the throat. The sound comes from the throat, and then when I put the dot on top, I'm going up, and I'm moving up, and I'm making the upper part of my throat to the back of my roof palate, and I'm making that ghain sound. And so again, it's written in the same way as the ayn is. The difference is there's just a dot here now. So at the beginning, we have the C open with the dot. In the middle, now the C has to unfortunately close because it's joining. And then at the end, because it's joining, it closes and there's a dot. And of course, if it was a situation where it was connected to a naughty letter, then the dot would be present there as well. And that's it. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, as I mentioned. Okay, so let's do some practice questions, inshallah ta'ala, and see if we can analyze some of these letters. So now we're combining between all the letters that we've taken so far. And I'm going to go through this a little bit more faster because we should really get the hang of this now. First here we have, okay, the letter Sad. Okay, so it's not the Seen, it's not the Sheen, it's not the Dad, it's the Sad. Remember the Dad would have a dot. But this is the letter Sad. And then we have the Ra. The Ra, which is a naughty letter, doesn't connect with letters that come after it. And we have an Alif. Alif is also a naughty letter, so it doesn't connect with letters that come after it. And then we have the letter we took just earlier, the letter Ta. Ta. So it's not Ta, but it's Ta. Remember we said the Ta when it comes beginning, middle, and end. It looks the same every single time. Okay. Now we have this letter, which looks similar to the letter Ta, but it has a dot. And I said when it has the dot, it adds the vibration sound. So we've gone from Ta to Dha. And it's not that, it's Dha. Much more heavier, much more mouthful, round, heavy sound. Okay. Then we have this letter here. If you remember, there's no dot here on the top and there's no dot at the bottom. So it's not a kha, it's not a jim, but it's hollow like the letter ha. Okay. And then we have line going down and across with two dots at the bottom, the boys screaming yay. It's the letter ya. And at the end we have the letter ra. The letter ra. Okay. So again, line going down and across, two dots at the bottom, that's the letter ya. Line going down and across, one dot at the bottom, it's the one boy at the bottom of the boat, it's the ba. And again we have line going down and across and two dots at the bottom is the letter ya. And then at the end here we have the letter ain. The letter ain right at the end. And remember we mentioned because it's joining and it's connecting to something beforehand, that C gets closed off. The C here gets closed off. If it wasn't joining with a letter here, or if it was a naughty letter, then it would basically not be closed off. Next we have here, again at the beginning, the ain, open C, and then we have the ra. And again, the ra is a naughty letter, so it's not connecting to the letter that comes after it. And then we have here the waw, and the waw is also a naughty letter, it's not connecting to anything after it. And it ends with the ta. Two boys at the top of the boat. Ta. Okay, not ta, but ta. Light and easy. Then we have here the letter ghain. Remember the ghain has the dot. The ain doesn't have it, but the ghain does because the dot's at the top. So you're scratching the back of your roof pallet just by your throat and you say ghain, ghain, ghain. Then we have line going down and across with two dots at the bottom. This is the letter ya. And then it's connected to an alif. Remember alif is a naughty letter, so it doesn't connect to any letter after it. And so we have the ba on its own. One boy at the bottom of the boat. Two more, okay? Again, line going down and across with a dot at the bottom is the letter ba. And now we have this letter here that's being closed off. And remember, this is the ghain. The C is closed because it's being joined by a letter from before and after. Dot at the top, and that tells us it's the letter ghain. And then the alif again, naughty letter, standalone. And then we have the noon. Okay, remember the ba has a dot at the bottom and the noon has a dot on the top. Last but not least, we have here the letter ta. So remember not ta, but ta. Nice and heavy sound, okay? Your teeth, you have to touch it with your tongue. Ta, okay? Ta. And then we have the ra, naughty letter, not connected to any letter after it. And then we have a similar letter that looks like the dot, but it's the dha, and the dot helps us remember that it has a bit of a vibration sound. So you're not saying the, but you're saying dha, heavy. And then at the end, it's connected to a letter, and this one is our ain. And again, remember the C is closed off because it's connected. But if it wasn't connected, the C would be open, and you would be able to see it as it normally is. That, my beloved brothers and sisters, is the fifth group of letters, inshallah ta'ala. And in our next lesson, we'll take the final group, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Practice by going through the questions, the quizzes that are underneath the video. And I will see you in the next lesson. May Allah bless you all. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.